What I'm about to share with you will change your life. That's no hyperbole. You have to be committed, you have to be coachable, and you have to decisively act on what you learn. It's so easy to get something and, oh, that sounds cool, and I'll do it tomorrow, or you do it once, and hey, that didn't kind of work the way I thought it would. Anytime you do something for the first time, it's going to be flawed. So if you follow through and continue to tweak and improve and follow what I'm about to share with you, it will change your life. And let me tell you how I got here, because 21 years ago in 2004, I was sitting in my house in Lake Lotawana. My mom had died, my dad died, I went through a divorce. I was a top producer in this organization for over 10 years. I was living out of my ego, which is having a foundation of a house of cards. And the foundation started to crumble. And so I got to a place where I was very bitter, and I had a gun to my head, safety off, filled with hollow points. That's the type of bullet that spreads, because I did not want to survive. I didn't have a note. I wasn't trying to get attention. And so as I sat there, I was gun to my head. I kept tapping my finger on the trigger harder and harder and harder, not knowing which time would end it all. I just wanted to stop the pain. And so as I was doing that, all of a sudden, somebody started knocking on my door. And at that point in time in my life, I repelled everyone. Didn't have any joy. I was just one bitter puppy. And the person kept knocking and knocking. And this may sound crazy, but my mind, the way I thought, was so demented. I'm like, man, can I not even die in peace? So the person, and they were knocking and knocking. I'm like, my goodness. So I got up, put the gun down, answered the door. And this guy was kind of out of breath. He's like, God told me to come over to your house right now. True story. And so what in the next 21 years, what I learned is how to process my emotions in a healthy way. I didn't know how to do that. I just suppressed emotions. I just shoved them down. And if you suppress an emotion and shove them down, guess what? They'll come back much uglier later in life. If you've ever been on the freeway, you've experienced road rage because you got triggered by something. It wasn't the guy cutting you off that caused you to, flame into anger or whatever you did. Or if you cut someone off or something happened and you got someone where they were triggered, it's because they or you have unresolved emotions that you have not processed. That's it. So think about all the times you've had an emotion and you just like shove it down, or you don't know how to process it. The David framework gives you a healthy way to process your emotions quickly. And I think it's Psalm 13. If you look at Psalm 13 with David, and by the way, when I was learning to process my emotions, God gave me this. He said, look at Psalms. David has a way for you to process your emotions. I'm only using it. David actually created it, and he probably got that from God. And that's how because the Psalms are inspired by God. Back to Psalm 13. I believe it's Psalm 13. There's 5 verses. In the first verse, David's like, how long, Lord, have you forsaken me? How long? And he's just in despair. And by the end of the psalm, he's like praising God. 5 verses, maybe 6. So that's how quickly David went from, oh my, wow, life is falling apart, to worshiping God. And so here is the framework. And I use the acronym DAVID, so it's easy to remember. The first thing is to dump your emotion. David was raw before God. He didn't hold back. God already knows what you're thinking, so pour it out before him. And so, God, help me. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. I doubt myself. I don't trust you. Help. And I'm just like, saying it. You're just dumping it. Lord, where are you in this? It seems like you're not even here. So you're dumping the emotion to cry, yell, scream, whatever you have to do, get it out. Okay? Get it out. And then the next is A, ask God boldly. So you want to ask God boldly. Now I have a couple versions of this. The first one I'm going to tell you, it takes a little bit of practice and you should have some mentoring. I ask God, what do you want me to know about this? If you're having an emotion or you're dealing with something, the foundation of that is fear. I guarantee you, it's fear. Fear goes to anger, to worry, to imposter, all those different things. But the foundation is fear. So going to God and asking, what do you want me to know about this? What do you want me to do about this? Who is it that you say that I am as I face this situation? Okay. Or, God, will you deliver me from this? Help me know what I need to do so I can deal with this right here and now. When you're doing this, I encourage you to have a pen and a journal and listen to God as you're pouring out your heart before him. So you're dumping your emotion, then you're coming before God and you're asking him, what do you want me to know? What do you want me to do? Who is it that you say that I am? The reason why, who is it that you say that I am, that goes to your God-given identity. 90% of people who believe in God don't understand that God created them with a unique identity. And that is foundational. I didn't know it for decade after decade after decade. It was just recently that I discovered my God-given identity. So you're asking God boldly. I would encourage you to start with, like, God, here I am. I'm stuck. How do I get out of this? Will you deliver me from this? So you're asking God boldly. So dump the emotion, ask God boldly. And then V is verify God's character. This is so important. So you're beginning to shift from doubting God's there, trusting in him. None of us trust God like we should. Otherwise, we wouldn't have fear. Because God loves us with a perfect love, and perfect love casts out fear. So you're verifying his character. He's faithful. He's loving. He's gracious. He's merciful. And there's lots of scriptures. You could chat GPT, look it up, talking about he is your refuge. He is your shield. He is your strong tower. The righteous run to him and are safe. So now you're verifying his character. Dump the emotion, ask God boldly. Now you're coming before him and you're realizing God is an awesome God. He loves me. He's not here to beat me up and destroy me. He's here to help me. So it shifts the way you think about things. And then this is where you reframe things. Is you interpret the circumstances through God's lens, not yours. We are finite. God is infinite. And when you look at things through God's perspective, you realize that this is not that big of a deal. It doesn't mean that God doesn't care, but you're interpreting. It's like, God, okay, you're almighty. This isn't surprising you. I'm freaking out here. So I'm relying on who you are, your character, that's verifies character. And so now I want to look through this with your lens. There's a verse in Colossians 3:1, maybe 3:2 from the Message. It says, don't shuffle along, eyes to the ground, absorbed with the things right in front of you. So that's what we do. We're in the circumstance. We're focused on the circumstance. The problem seems so huge. God seems so small. Because where are we looking? We're looking at the problem, the obstacle. We're not looking at God. So it says, don't shuffle along with your eyes to the ground, absorbed with the things right in front of you. Look up where Christ is. That's where the action is. So you're taking your eyes off the problem and you're focusing on him. And you're seeing he's infinite. He's almighty. He has a plan. And I love this verse. I forget where it is. You can look it up. It says, I am the Lord your God who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear. I will help you. I can't tell you how many times a day I recite that verse. Sometimes I just put my hand in the air because I'm looking at God, interpreting things through God's lens, and he's here to help me, and I don't have to be afraid. Okay. And then the last is delight yourself in the Lord. This is where you worship. So I'll give you an example how I do this. I wish I had a specific example. Probably have too many right now going through my mind. So I faced a fear the other day. I had imposter syndrome. I thought it was way over me. And so, Lord, I'm crying out to him. And I'm like, tears are coming down. And I'm like, Lord, I don't trust you like I should. I'm not enough for this. Lord, how will you deliver me from this? Okay, so I'm going into A with asking him, but I'm pouring my heart out and tears are coming down my cheek. If you're having an encounter with God, I don't care if you're a man or a woman, you should get emotional. If you don't get emotional, then that's a sign that you stuff things down. Encountering with God will cause you to get get emotional. So I'm crying out to God, and then I'm like, God, what do you want me to know about this? And I'm listening. God, how will you deliver me from this? What do you want me to do? So I'm going through this pretty succinctly, quickly. And then, God, you are faithful. I'm verifying his character. God, you are faithful. I know that. You are my shield. You are my refuge. You are my strong tower. You are loving. You are gracious. You are merciful. Lord, I want to help me, Lord, trust you more because I know you are a good God who wants to help me. That's verifying. Then I'm going to interpret through God's eyes. Lord, I'm seeing such a small little thing based on my finite senses. You are infinite. You are almighty. Lord, I'm going to trust you because you are in control and I know you have a plan. Help me align with your plan and not mine so I'm not freaked out and I'm trusting you. Okay. And then D, delight. This is where I worship God. Many times I'll sing, now sometimes it's not like over. I still am facing this emotion. But I go ahead and I start worshiping God. I love you, Lord, and I lift my voice to worship you. I'm not going to join American Idol. It's okay. God cares about our heart. But I will worship. And it's amazing how that will help take that thought and work through the process. And sometimes I will do that with certain things 15, 20 times a day. That is the David framework. Dump your emotion. Ask God boldly, verify his character, interpret things through God's lens. That's how you reframe it. And then you sing praises to God. And if this seems foreign to you, if you do it and you're consistent, it will change your life. When you process your emotion, I have a whole science behind this. When you process your emotions like this and do it consistently, you'll actually create new neural pathways. So your automatic go-to and trigger is, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna lose everything. I'm an imposter. I can't do this. God, you're not there. You'll start to change how you think emotionally, which will affect you physically, and you'll change spiritually. If you have any questions, this David framework is something I have with the Transformation Adventure for those who want to hear from God consistently, self-regulate your emotions, discover your God-given identity, so you're living out of who he created you to be. That changes so much. It's no longer about purpose or about fulfillment. You start being who he created you out of your identity. And then you start living out of his infinite power instead of your finite strength. Do you want to live out of God's infinite wisdom and power or your finite strength and insights? I'd rather live, and I'm still learning. I haven't arrived, and I'm still going through the process. So if you're interested, reach out to me. I'd be happy.